Hello and welcome to Paul's Beer Reviews episode 2, and today I'm going to be reviewing a lager. Today's lager is one of the more mass-produced lagers we get here in the country, and it is Foster's. I'm sure everyone's had a go on this at some point. Coming in at 4% ABV. It's been around a long time, and to be honest, when I started drinking, this was probably my go-to lager when I went into the pub with my pals back in the day. As I've got older, I've kind of sort of started drinking the ales and wheat beers and things like that, and I wouldn't say abandoned the lagers. I still have a few every now and then, but it's yeah, this was definitely my go-to beer when I first started drinking. Anyway, Foster's, yes, crafted to refresh, the Amber Nectar from Melbourne, Australia. On the can it says, "We've crafted this beer to thirst quenching perfection. Enjoy ice cold, just as William and Ralph Foster would have wanted. Brewed in Europe by Heineken. Heineken UK Limited." As I said, 4% ABV. This is a 440ml can. It is ice cold. It's been in the fridge. You can't beat an ice cold lager. Let's crack it open and get it into a glass. There we go. Beer going into a glass. Here she goes. Won't fill up the glass as it only is a 440ml. Here it goes, nicely done. Good levels of carbonation on that, as you can see. Loads of bubbles, going mad. Head has disappeared pretty sharpish. Let's get a nose on it. Slightest bit of citrus maybe on the nose. Maybe a tiny little bit of hoppiness to it. Let's have a look. Ingredients. Has it got ingredients on here? Yes, ingredients. Ingredients: water, malted barley, glucose syrup, barley again, hops, and hop extract. Hop extract. There's a hop extract. Right, we'll have a smell again. Slightest bit of sort of citrus, fresh sort of nose to it. No, yeah, tiny bit of hop to it. And I'm going to get stuck in. Cheers. It's really refreshing. I'll give it that. Not really not much to talk about in a way of flavour. Not much to say in a way of flavour. It's watery, very thin mouthfeel. The carbonation levels are obviously quite strong on it. I can already feel it's gassy, and I already feel a burp coming up. I'm going to try and keep it in. Not unpleasant though, you know. I say, so light lager, thin mouthfeel, really refreshing. I'm enjoying it because I'm thirsty. I think that's probably the main reason I reviewed it. I say, at 4%, you're not going to get an extraordinary lager, to be honest with you. But there's not many extraordinary lagers out there, if I'm honest. You know, I've drunk a few, and they're all kind of sort of the mass-produced, the crates you get in the supermarkets. You know, you don't get like a malt taste to it. There's no complexity to it. There's very little. There's no like hoppy, you know, finish to it. There's no hoppy at the back end of the mouthfeel. There's nothing about it. It's just, excuse me. it's refreshing. It's kind of like, it's refreshing, I suppose, in the same way that a glass of water is refreshing, but this is just fizzy and probably a little bit colder. But I like it. I quite like Foster's. I'm a fan personally. That you know what you're going to get with Foster's. You know, when I get my mates round, I usually get a crate of Foster's in, because I know most of my mates are going to drink it. You know, it's not offensive. You know what you're going to get with a Foster's. It's the same as you're going to get with most sort of lagers. You know, it's not much flavour to it. There's not even that much alcohol in it, but you can have a skinful, and you know, at the end of the night you'll feel it. But it's not amazing. But like I say, it's tiny tiny bit, I mean, tiny bit of citrus smell in it I'm getting. Maybe a little bit of lemon, yeah. And again, when it first hits your tongue, you kind of get that kind of freshness to it, that lemoniness kind of to it. There's no malt in the mid palate, anything like that. And there's the tiniest bit of bitterness in the back, tiny amount. It's very nothingy. Do you know what I mean? There's not much imagination or work gone into it. It is your run of the mill lager, but it does the job. When you've done a hard day's work, and you get home from work and you just fancy a cold beer, a lager, for me personally, will always be the go-to beer ahead of an ale. You know, if I fancy a beer, if I'm not as thirsty, or I'm not just got in from work, if I've been around for a little bit, then maybe an ale would be one I would go to. But this is it's a good lager. It's a good lager. You know, it's not trying to be anything fancy. It's not trying to be a super beer. It's a go-to lager. You know, and it does a good job of doing it. You know, so all those people that are ready to, you know, criticise companies like this, they're doing it because that's their own personal opinion and they're entitled to it. But this stuff's alright, you know, for a lager. It's pretty decent, I think. Marks out of 10. For what it's meant to do, which is be a refreshing beer, easy drinking beer, it's brilliant. It's very good at what it does. You know, if you're looking for a proper beer, complex beer, this isn't going to be the one. You know, you're better off sticking with your real ales. But purely because it does what it wants to do so well, does what it sets out to do so well, the way it's advertised, the way it's written about on the can, because it does it so well. Out of 10, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7 because it's pleasant, it's refreshing, it's thirst quenching, it's good, it's a decent lager. You know, you can't go wrong with it, and it sells by the truckload. So who are we to argue? You know, so. Yeah, Foster's 7 out of 10. If somehow you've never tried this before, give it a go. It's available everywhere. Everywhere. You can get it packs of 4 and big crates and all that. Give it a go. I'll give it 7 out of 10. Right, I'll be back with more beer reviews. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much. Bye.